Woohoo! Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. We are going to have a really fun event here tonight talking about your soul contract and how in the world you can rewrite this thing and exactly what is it to begin with. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to update you on our lives real briefly, and we're going to do our best to keep this a little bit on the short side as Jessica, Hannah Bear, and myself are headed to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia next week. How does it get any better than this for what we're calling a healing event for baby Hannah's heart? So we get to charge up our batteries during this week. What does that mean? School of Mystics, next month of it still begins Wednesday. Actually, it's going to be even stronger and better than ever. How does it get any better than this? We will not have a live event next Monday. However, we will have a recorded event with Reverend Michael Beckwith the following Thursday. I'm not even going to attempt to give you the dates. So we will have one show next week. We will have the live event and a show this week. So Thursday is going to be Dr. Michael Lennox on eclipse season, because we've got another eclipse coming up on Thursday, eclipse season and key events, key astrology events coming up this summer. How does it get, and does it get any better than this? We'll have two shows this week, one show next week, one show the following week, and then we are back on track and on schedule with two live events on Thursdays a month, two probably recorded events a month, and our live events every Monday night. And I am checking and seeing if people can hear me well. I guess you can. I had the mic too far back. We're going to raise this up. And the question is, was this, we got 222 watchers. Thank you, Leffy. Hold on, I've got the wrong thing on mic here. It's an interesting time. I don't know if you can feel the energy. It may have something to do with the Mercury retrograde. It may not. Come on, microphone. We just found out today, and then it was followed by the number 111, that we are only staying in this house through the end of July, middle of July. We thought we were here at least through the end of the year. And as soon as we got that news, we got 1111, assuring us that something even better is on its way. And this is important to understand because it really is everything. Everything is an energy game. And it doesn't mean that your energy can't hit you and you go down for a little bit. And believe me, I can do that as well as the best of us. But when you start playing this energy game, what I call becoming a mystic or a mystic in training, you start to bounce back fast, and then you're able to see things from that higher perspective. And so let's talk from here. Let's go right into our soul contract. And there's a big wind outside, so Rue is a little bit nervy. And if he's not able to calm, we will have him take not take a nap. It's time for him to go to sleep if he's not able to ground in. All right. We're talking about a soul contract. Understand this. You and I each came in here with our own unique purpose, our own unique goals, our own unique hopes, our own unique, I want to say je ne sais quoi. Can I say that? I guess I just did. We came here with our own unique path and way through life. Everyone's journey is different. That's why the concept of envy or jealousy, or this person has that, or the other person has this other thing, it's meaningless in the greater scheme of things. It's about the path. It's about the journey. It's based on past karma. Oh, no, it's my karma. No, I don't mean it that way. Lessons that we get to learn. It's based on past experiences. It's based on your personality. Your personality carries with you lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. My guess is that it morphs over tens of lifetimes, over hundreds of lifetimes, maybe even thousands of lifetimes. But this gives you an opportunity to ground into who and what you are and to learn. That's what your soul contract is all about. It's about learnings. How do I know if I have a soul? Well, we all have a soul contract. How do I know what my soul contract is? look for the key learnings that you get. Look for the groundhog days in your life. Look for those things that keep coming back around and around again and again and again. Now, I discussed it in a show a couple weeks ago. We ain't going there again for quite a while, but I have had 2 NDEs. And both with that and with past life regression and then my automatic writing, I've been able to see my time with the Council of Elders on the other side of the veil. And whether there's a literal Council of Elders or whether that is a meeting with energetic beings that's put into the human mind in a way that we can understand that appears to be a Council of Elders, no, until I'm probably more permanently on the other side. But I met with this Council of Elders. I had a life review, and then I was able to make decisions of what I wanted to learn this lifetime. You've had the same experience too. In fact, you've had this same experience lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, where you're able to make a choice or choices. What do you want to learn this lifetime? What would you like to get out of it? And to a certain extent, even what are the nodes on the timeline of your existence? Nodes on the timeline of your existence? Yes. What's a node? Key, specific events that set tumblers in motion. Well, does that mean I don't have free will? No, not at all. But certain key events chase you down to help expand you, to help you to learn, to help guide your existence. Rue is saying it's bedtime already. So I'm going to have Rue say goodnight to you. Actually, I'm going to put him back in his area in the living room and see if he's okay there for a while. Then I'll have him take a nap or go to sleep. But hold on 1 second here. Say the briefest goodnight to everybody. You want to say goodnight? I know it's a little bit windy. It's a little bit windy. All right. Should we go to bed? All right. Let's get you to bed. You say goodnight, everybody? Okay. Here we go. When we talk about soul contracts, let's talk about a rooster soul contract for a minute. And then we're going to go right back into choosing your nodes on your timeline. A rooster is on Earth typically for one of 2 reasons, or actually they have 2 jobs. Roo has more. Procreate and protect. That's what a rooster does. Reproduce for his flock and protect his flock. Rua's job is also to spread love and lots of it. But when it's really windy outside, when it's really windy outside, that's right, Rue. Rue is going, I need to protect you from the storm. You need to go to bed. You need to hide. And instead, you're on camera. This is all wrong. And he gets a little bit beside himself. Actually, that's what happens with you and me too. When we find that we feel we're off track, and you can't really be off track, but when you feel you're off track, what that is the universe pulling you back into your soul contract, helping you to get into alignment with the best path for you to go on. Now, those nodes are important. There is well, we can look at my NDEs generically. Nodes on the timeline are packed with information. They're information-laden packets, we can say. And when you hit one of those packets, it explodes over. Not an explosion of flavor like a Cheetos or a Ruffles or one of those junk foodie things, but it explodes with information that guides you forward on your timeline of your existence. Those were planted by you, your higher self, your spirit, your soul, before you came here. Sort of like being out on a scavenger hunt and you find one chest of food and supplies, and then you find another, and then you find another. That's what your nodes are. They're here to help you on your journey. Now, going back to my meeting with the Council of Elders, and it's not a unique journey that I'm on, but I had a lot of something going into that meeting. Maybe I had a lot of energetic coffee beforehand. They said, "What do you want to learn this lifetime, Michael?" And I said, "Everything. Give me the works." And they're like, "No, no, no, Michael. What do you want?" And I said, "Give me the works." And they probably asked me one more time, and I probably wasn't in words, it was probably in energy. And I'm like, "Give me the works, I can handle it." And they're like, "You can't handle it, but your wishes are command." And what have I had? Node after node after node after node after node on my timeline. One life growth experience after the next. Let me let you in on a secret. You've done the same thing. Why? Well, if you're an empath, and you are because you're following me, if you're an empath, if you're energetically sensitive, then you didn't choose the easy path. You chose the way of the mystic. You chose the higher path, which is both good and can be incredibly challenging. That higher path can, ooh, you're a hero. I'm going to cry in a minute. You are a hero. You didn't choose the easy path. You chose the path which had the maximum number of lessons for where you're at today. And the reason you're here tonight is you're going, yeah, that may have been a lesson or two more than I desired. And I'm with you. We're the teachers, we're the wayfarers, we're the ones carrying the light. We're the ones who are extra sensitive to the energies all around, which is why the whole world feels freaking crazy right now, because it is. And we're here to shift the planet by shifting our energy to a higher level, holding and grounding into that energy, and then bringing everybody else with us. Let you in on a secret. It ain't all that easy. It isn't. Not at all. And what happens is your subconscious is set up to help you fulfill your soul contract, AKA your wounds and traumas are here to serve you, to bring things back up and back up and back up again until we get the highest level lesson. Fortunately, we can start to change that. Key point. When we come here with the soul contract, it's not about saving this planet, which does need saving. It's not about saving humanity. That could use some serious help as well. It's not about any of those outer things, outer metrics, means of judgment that we think they are. It's not even about doing the Inspire Nation show or anything that I'm doing with you. These are great things. And what you're doing is great too in your own way. I will never take away from that. But the biggest piece of the soul contract is the lessons or the inner experiences rather than the outer. The outer are important. And we are each given a large outer mission to accomplish. Missions, meaning there's no one thing that you have to do. We all get hung up on this one thing, and then we'll drive ourselves nuts and we won't live the life we were meant to live, meaning a life of joy, a life of purpose on the inside, a life of peace, because we think it's something out there. But it's never out there. It's always about this connection to spirit. It's always about listening. It's always about the learnings and the energy behind it. It's always about the energy behind it. That's what's so key. And that's what's so important about your soul contract. Now, while we won't remember, chances are, in our next life, what we went through here and what was our soul contract this lifetime, everything is cumulative. Everything you've learned, everything you've gained, everything you've experienced, everyone you've helped, everyone you haven't helped as well, but for that matter, really helped. And I'm thinking about a text that I sent earlier today that was both joyous and not so much so. I get to do something about that. I get to hold myself to an even higher standard. We all do. That's part of our karma. That's part of our soul contract. What is the highest level energy you can bring? What's the highest level energy you can bring? That's what I'm teaching in the School of Mystics. How can you live at the highest energetic level possible? Your soul path, your soul mission, your soul contract is helping your ascension and your growth forever. Not just for here, not just for today, not just for this lifetime, not even just for next lifetime, but it's cumulative. It goes into you. It sticks with you. Of course, don't worry if you've had challenging experiences, if you've had great experiences. They are all here to serve you. And truth be told, there's no such thing as a bad experience. Somebody just asked, why so much suffering? It's a fascinating question. There's a great Buddhist expression, something to the effect of pain is required, suffering optional. Pain is required, suffering optional. And I'm going to say pain isn't even fully required because we're going to talk about in the soul contract, but suffering means attachment to things becoming a certain way, of our health being a certain way, of our loved ones being a certain way, of our lives being a certain way. And we torture ourselves through that attachment. The pain, that has been part of our soul contract as, I'm going to call us human beings 0.1 or maybe 1.0. We've learned and chosen to learn through pain, through difficulty, through heartache and heartbreak, through trials and tribulations. I'm convinced as soon as we hit a critical mass of humanity, it never, ever, ever needs to be that way. That's why you're so important. When we hit a critical mass of humanity, we begin to learn a different way. That's my whole mission. Raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. How do we shift humanity? By getting in alignment, by hearing better, by hearing our soul contract better, by hearing from our higher selves better, by living in the upper room, we shift everything. Now, in our soul contracts, we always build in wake up points. What's a wake up point? Well, chances are, can't say for everybody, but chances are that at some point you found yourself asleep at the wheel as a human zombie. Not a human being, a human zombie, because that is what society has trained us to become. Look at the movies, look at popular culture. Don't even look at the NEWS, negative worthless stimulation, because it's designed to dumb us down and get us, I'm not dumbed down, I'm focusing on this. I know, that's great. Have you focused on this? Well, that's too important. No, this. Become a Jedi and you become unstoppable. Have your energy here, there, everywhere. You forget who you are and you can be tipped over by the gentlest of a breeze. Now, what your higher self has done on the other side of the veil and is part of your soul contract. I'm going to do this quietly so that I don't wake the baby. Wake up. It could be you getting wrapped around the tree with your car. It could be the NDEs that I have experienced. It could be a divorce. It could be an addiction. It could be a disease. It could be a heart attack. You name it. There are always wake up moments in our lives. Always. Stardust, thank you so much for your kind donation. How does it get any better than this? There are always wake up moments in our lives. They're part of our soul contract to keep us from sleepwalking. If we don't recognize it, we tend to get trauma after trauma after trauma until we wake to a new truth. Wake to a new truth. Yes, we can understand when new truth is learning what the understanding is so we can rise above it. That's actually what we're talking about tonight. Rewriting or renegotiating the contract is about understanding what the learning is so that we can rise above it. If the learning is about losing yourself, then all of a sudden you find yourself in a pattern of losing yourself and losing yourself and losing yourself until you wake up to the pattern. If you have a pattern of playing the victim, then all of a sudden you become the victim, and you become the victim, and you become the victim until you wake up to that and you can rise above it. For myself, what's been the biggest pattern, Michael? Not loving myself, not standing up for myself. Is it playing the victim? No, it's not playing the victim. It's not believing in myself or believing in the greater universe. And so I'm given one opportunity to learn how to believe in myself more, another opportunity to learn how to believe in myself more, and another opportunity until I go, okay, stop. I get it. I'm listening. I don't need to have these lessons anymore, at least not that way. My expression is, I am listening, universe. And this is what I got after the series of accidents that I talked about with the NDEs a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was less than that. I am listening, universe. Please bring me my lessons. Please bring me the nodes on my timeline. Kind, gentle, easy, good. That's my expression. Kind, gentle, easy, good. I am listening. I am listening. I am listening. And I besiege you. I want to say encourage you, but besiege is even stronger. If you don't like what's in your soul contract, if you don't like all the bumps, the bruises, the dramas, and the traumas, to renegotiate it, step one, ask for lessons to come to you. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Repeat after me. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. Kind, gentle, easy, good. I am listening. I am listening. I am listening. Angels, guides, light workers, whomever, giant cheeseburger in the sky, please bring me my lessons, meaning whatever you believe in is perfect. Please bring me my lessons, my nodes on my timeline. And the kindest, gentlest, easiest fashion. That's part one. Here's part two. We give something in return. Why? Because there's this thing in the universe called the law of reciprocity. What in the world is the law of reciprocity? And Mary Andrea, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for your kind donation. Oh my God, I send you so much love. How does it get any better than this? The law of reciprocity, in a sense, it has to do with that. The law of reciprocity is we give and we receive. Everything balances out. Everything balances out. So if you're talking with the universe and you're saying, I want to renegotiate this, I want to make this a little bit easier on this side. I'm hearing the universe going, so what do you got in return? It's not quite a game of poker, but it is interesting because we need to balance the scale. How do we balance the scale with the universe? And it's not like I know we've all at some point in our life probably pled with God or somebody and say, if you will get me through this, then I will do X, Y, Z. If you won't take my loved one, then I will do X, Y, Z. Some have even said, take me instead. It's not about that. But what it is about is committing to a daily practice. When you tell the universe, I am listening, I am listening, I am listening, the universe goes, okay, how are you listening? Is it doing automatic writing? Okay, that counts. Is it going for walks in nature where you can hear everything? Okay, that counts. Is it joining something like the School of Mystics and learning how to bring your energy to a higher level and listen at an even higher level? That counts. Whatever it is for you, it can be anything. Painting in silence, painting to the music, where you are plugged in and connected to spirit. That counts as well. If you go to renegotiate the contract, give something in return, and the something you want to give is a little daily time of yourself to be able to hear from spirit. Commit to something that will help you hear, and commit to something that will help your spirit grow, that will help you understand the world from a higher perspective, will help you to see things before your own licks and kicks. So important. If you want to be able to see and hear from the other side so that you don't need that next node, there gets to be a practice. And then on top of your practice, you get to do things differently. Differently. What does that mean? Well, if I work with somebody who's addicted and I help them move past that addiction, and then they go back to the old environment where they were addicted, guess what? They're going right back into the addiction. If I get them out of the environment, put them in a new environment, they may never, ever go back at all. Different environment, different habits. Same environment, same habits. So we need to get you into a different environment. And that doesn't necessarily mean quite literally. What it means is we get to change up your patterns, change up the way you do things, change up the way that you are living. In essence, this is often where trauma work comes in, because we're programmed to continue our soul contract until we choose a different program. So Janice, thank you so much. How does it get any better than this? We get to look for what our wounds are and clear them, or else we're living in an environment from the inside out where we are creating new traumas. So we get to look at our subconscious. We get to look at all of our supports and our support systems and life, because that helps perpetuate things in our soul contract. And we get to operate in the world differently and even think about the world differently, which means interacting with the world differently. Literally interacting with the world differently. What does this mean? Well, talking to people differently, texting people differently, writing people differently, loving people differently, doing things even more from a listening and from a heart perspective, from a stepping back perspective, from a looking at that person as yourself perspective, and then stepping forward. You are becoming a mystic. What is a mystic? Someone who lives on both sides of the veil, somebody who hears without ears, sees without eyes, knows without thought, somebody who's taking a higher level perspective on everything and saying, aha, this is here to serve me, and I am listening for how, and will interact or will act accordingly from that higher place. From a higher place, which means changing a bunch of your environment externally and internally. And no, I'm not going to go into all about the School of Mystics right now, but we are going to be doing a bunch of rewriting your soul contract to bring out that beauty within you beginning this Wednesday. Oh, I need to give a thanks. Thank you, Lisa. How does it get any better than this? And I think she has a dancing avocado, which is kind of cool, admittedly. All right. One. I'm going to give you a trifold challenge here tonight. One. Oh, and another kind donation from Sylvia. And I will put the question in there so Aya will get that to me. I'm going to give you a trifold challenge. One, take inventory of your life. What are the key patterns? Usually they're right in front of you. You can grab. Grab yourself a notepad and write down key patterns. If you don't know what the key patterns are, write down the largest traumas or dramas in your life, start from the very beginning, and chances are you will begin to see what they are. So part of the trifold challenge is one, take inventory of your life. Two, here's the biggie, and here's where I'm going to be playing with people. Write out a new soul contract. One that eliminates the bumps, the bruises, the traumas, and the dramas, but offers something in return. So it could be, I here on Monday, May 1st, do hereby declare a new soul contract, a new way of being, a new way of interacting with the universe. Part one, I will listen to the universe even more carefully. Part two, I will develop a new daily habit to hear from the universe. Part three, I know I am here to learn X, Y, Z, whatever it is that's part of your pattern. I will work on it on a daily basis, and I will be open and listening to whatever guidance comes my way. I am open, I am open, I am open. And then put a system in place for it. The daily walks in nature, a class on a weekly basis, doing automatic writing, committing to learning something. Make sure you're doing something on a daily basis that doesn't require trauma and dramas for the past. And then last but not least, change things up. Look at how you can do things differently. I call this a pattern interrupt. So there are key events in our soul contract that interrupt the pattern, that break us up from sleepwalking, that wake us up to help shift and guide us on our path. The trick is, you have these things. I have these things. You probably have many of them. I've had many of them. It's very easy, though, to fall back into the old patterns, back into the old ways. And then the universe has to chase us down again, unless we notice them and interrupt them ourselves. Wow, I see the pattern. I see what's taking place. Let me try something else. Have your own pattern interrupts. Make your own ways of doing things differently. In fact, there's a great way to have your own pattern interrupt. Drive a different way to work, drink a different kind of coffee, change the way that you wake up or when you wake up or how you brush your teeth or the hand that you brush your teeth with. Change anything and everything. Every little thing matters. Sort of like the butterfly that flaps its wing in Hawaii can create a tsunami over in Japan. Which actually doesn't seem that far, except it's a ripple around the world. Every flutter of your wings matters. Every little thing you do differently. Every little thing you do differently matters. Key to renegotiating your soul contract is awareness. And when your awareness changes by taking you out of autopilot, everything begins to change. That's why I'll talk more about it later. There's things like the School of Mystics. If I can change your patterns, if I can show you a different way of doing things, if you can show you a different way of doing things, energetically, it changes everything. So we want to see what our soul contract is. We want to see what we came here to do, or more specifically, what we came here to learn and to see what you signed up for. And then we want to say, what's a different way to do things where I can learn these lessons without needing to pay so heavy of a price? That's the key. Amanda, thank you so, so much. I send so much love your way. It's not that we don't want to learn the lessons. It's can we learn them the kindest, gentlest, easiest way? So we look for patterns, we rewrite the agreement, we start doing things differently, and we listen, listen, listen with all of our heart, soul, and might. When you do this, when I do this, we begin to shift in a kinder, gentler, easier way. And I was talking about a critical mass earlier. As we begin to shift in an easier way, others around us get to shift in an easier way. And maybe, just maybe, we go from humanity 0.1 or 0.0 to 1.0 or 2.0 or who knows 0.0. Because energetically, what happens if you get the kinder, easier, gentler soul contracts? You have more energy in reserve, more energy to live in the upper room, more energy to live at the higher level, more energy in a sense to share with everyone else. How can you share anything with anyone when you're continuously in a fight or flight response? It's impossible. However, if you're glowing, if you're beaming, if it's easier, if you're at peace, if you're at, believe me, I don't pretend to be there all of the time. This is the human experience. It's a bit of a roller coaster, but can we spend more of the time here? Can we share more from a place of love here? Can we listen and live more up here? It changes everything about your existence and about everyone else's as way. I call this the kind, gentle, easy, good road. You can call it the easier path. The Buddha would call it the middle road. It's this middle road that can bring you more peace, more harmony, more joy, more in life. You need that. Why? Because I know how much energy you're playing with, and I know how much has been sucked away by the traumas and dramas. You don't need that anymore. You get to simply listen, rewrite this sucker, and live from this higher perspective. Jill Drett, you're going to love the backstage pass. And she clicked on the join button down below. We've got lots of behind the scenes videos and all sorts of goodness there. How does it get any better than this? So we're going to keep this really short tonight. I want you to renegotiate the contract. I want you to write it out for your highest good and the highest good of all. And let's make your life much, much, much easier. But I don't know what my soul contract was. Look for those patterns. Your intuitive hit is always right when it comes to your soul contract. Always, always, always. What are the biggest lessons you came here to learn? Where are you getting your biggest bumps and bruises from? That will tell you all you need to know. Now, I'm going to do a shameless plug for about the next minute or so. So hang on, get some water, do what you need to, and then we're going to have a Q&A. I've got our next month of the School of Mystics starting up this Wednesday. It's 4 Wednesdays every month. This month, it is finding the beauty within you. It is discovering the gifts within you. It is about renegotiating your soul contract to live at the absolute highest level you can. How does it get any better than this? It also means we're going to look at how we can clear you, how we can get you light, what you're holding onto that's been pulling you down and keeping you from letting go of this soul contract and building something new, of discovering the true beauty and true gifts that are inside of you. So we're going to have amazing group clearing. I'm very biased about this. I'll let people in the chat tell you about it. We're going to have group meditations every Wednesday. What's 4 Wednesdays? 4 Wednesdays this month. You've got access to all the past classes, and it is a life changer helping you to live at that higher level. So I'm going to open it up to questions now. If you have more that you want to know about the School of Mystics, ask people in the chat what they're thinking of it. Oh, Brenda, I send all my love your way as well. I'm going to let them tell you about it. I'm going to simply take your questions, and we are going to help you live now from a higher perspective, free from your soul contract, which says that you need wound after wound after wound. Oh, Angelina, we've got 444 in the chat. What does that mean? It means the angels are listening. The angels are here. Put out your questions, put out your requests right now to the angels. How does it get any better than this? All right, I'm going to take a sip of water. We're going to go to questions. Like I said, I promised a shorter event this evening because I get to save up that energy for our travels and our own experiences this week. And thank you, Aya, super moderator Aya, and Anne, who's in the chat as well, and Bhavik, who's our producer. I love you guys. Thank you for running everything. From Deb's words. Do you believe we all come here with a chosen soul purpose as far as our personal learning is concerned? For instance, more patience or more self-worth? Yes. And if we achieve this, can we be guided to a new purpose while we're still in this life? It's a brilliant question. Lots of things overlap. There is no one clear delineation or demarcation between got this lesson and on to the next lesson. So the next lesson will start to come in, sort of like you'll start to be given a new show while you're still learning at a higher and higher lesson. Thank you, Heen. At a higher and higher level, your current soul purpose. That's why we get a challenge on one level and we go, well, I think I've got that. Then we get it on another level. Well, I think I got that. Then we get challenged on another level. It's to anchor in all the goodness. Can a second pattern be appearing at the same time? Yes. But this lifetime, you get one main pattern. Excuse me. And then you get the next, and then you get the next. Brilliant question, Debsworth. Sylvia, can you change your soul contract? Yes. Regarding my family, I've done my best to clear my trauma with my mom and stepdad, though I have forgiven them or released all negative feelings. I still don't want this family again next time around. And the same goes for my ex. I can't do it anymore. Tried to reconcile with them. I just get nowhere with them. So in this lifetime, Sylvia, you have a choice of who you desire to dance with. Now, your biological family is your biological family. Cutting all ties permanently is rather severe and can have energetic challenges with it. However, that's completely up to you, A, and B, don't do the Margarina with anyone that you don't want to. That is so key. This is an energetic game. You don't need to do a dance with anyone that you don't want to. Period. Done deal. End of story. Live a higher level existence. You will attract to you higher level experiences. I'd say higher level people. That implies that some people are better than others. And guess what, Sylvia? I know you already know this. Nobody is better than anybody else. Nobody. So as we vibrate at a higher level by working on ourselves, we attract people that are vibrating at the same place and time that we are to help make for better experiences. That's where I want you to play, Sylvia. Angie, I'm curious to learn if our personality can modify a contract our soul made. If our personality, well, your personality, it's a brilliant question. Your personality was your personality when you chose your soul contract. Now, your actions and how you treat yourself and others can modify your soul contract. Certainly, you could say it comes from the persona. I'd say it comes from the core. It comes from the heart. You can change it from there. But your personality actually changed this. And so unless you, well, we're talking about pattern interrupts. If you changed your personality, and actually, I do know of that happening, but it's extremely radical. It's usually caused by something like a traumatic brain injury where the personality changes. I cannot recommend that. I'm talking a very severe injury. but it's more how you shift on the inside that modifies that contract. Denise, could you break your contract if you want to leave the Earth plan and allow a walk-in to finish your contract on Earth? Denise, we need to get you breath. We need to get you pause. We need to get you to be able to breathe again and to be easy on yourself and to be easy with where you're at and to love yourself up at a whole new level. So your soul contract is about this. So if you were to find a way, in a sense, to check out early, and I've never heard of anybody being able to find a way to check out early where they invited a stand-in in. However, even if you were, Denise, what would happen is, odds are very good that you on the other side will go, whoops, I guess I get to do it again. You wouldn't be disappointed that you get to do it again, but it'd be the same lessons and the same learnings. So instead, Denise, what we get to do is rock it. And you're going, I'm too tired. I'm too exhausted. I get it. I just want Denise to pause. I just want Denise to be able to breathe. I don't want to try to get Denise to do anything except for recharge and love herself up. That's all I want you to do. I don't even have the energy to do that. Perfect. Make friends with this chair. Then make friends with this heart. And then see about stepping forward. Then and only then. But how kind and gentle, Denise, and loving can you be to and for you? And yes, Denise, it comes to me loud and clear. Judith Richards, who we had on the show a month, 6 weeks ago, in full disclosure, I'm working with her now, has a whole nother level of working with the subconscious and rewiring wounds. I can't recommend her process enough. I can't recommend working on wounds and traumas enough, because even when we renegotiate our soul contract, if we don't deal with the pesky subconscious, those old patterns, they stick around sort of like Velcro or super glue or some sticky, snotty stuff. They just don't go anywhere. Like adhesive that you've scrubbed off of something and it's still there and it's stuck on your fingers until we work on those subconscious wounds and traumas. Choose rescue. I live less than 2 hours from Philly. Are there any plans for public appearances, meets and greets in the area after Hannah's healing event? Great question, Choose Rescue. None at the moment. Stay tuned. We haven't done that much of it, although we are being encouraged to start doing some sort of events. And there is a big picture dream that's coming to me now that I have no idea how to pull off Choose Rescue. And I am just starting to play with that dream of how I can do some really big events with people. Do feel free to shoot us a line. Let us know where you're at. But at the moment, it's probably going to be just a lay low and recover minus a couple on-air events while we're there. But I do send love and thank you and reach out. Colette, can contracts be obligations to us? No. No. Such as caring for parents, are those contracts? No, those are choices. Those are decisions we make. We are not obligated to anyone or anything, Colette, other than perhaps our own hearts. We have to follow the pull and tug on our hearts. If we lead by guilt, if we lead by obligation, we are not. And no matter what's going on with our loved ones, and this does not mean that I'm saying, and particularly in this Western society, throw our loved ones out the window. No. But if we are not living our lives, we're in trouble. So if it's the latter years of your parents' lives and there are things you have to do, you feel obligated, as in it's a pull on my heart, they need to be taken care of, there's nobody else who can do it, I will do that. I understand. It's a hero's journey. I'm not taking away from it at all. And I know I welcome Jessica's parents to stay with us, and who knows what'll come in the future years. I welcome my parents too. They're very independent, but I welcome both sets of them there. That's even better. And Aya was going, he's about to say, with that said, and I love you, Aya. You have to put the oxygen mask, Colette, on yourself first. That's your soul contract. Princess Borealis, how do we find out what our original soul contract was? How do we determine if anything has been completed? Look at the patterns. Do the patterns continue in your life? That will give you a hint of what and it's the traumas and dramas, those patterns will give you a hint of what your soul contract was. If you really can't find a pattern, so many different types of experts. You can go to a past life regression therapist. You can go to a basic hypnotherapist. You can go to certainly School of Mystic, but you go almost anywhere. You can go into your automatic writing and you can say, what are the patterns? What are the dramas? You could literally go into automatic writing and say, what is my soul contract? And it will be written out before you. But it's easy on an intuitive level to know what we came here to learn. It's hard to really embody the learning. Oh yeah, I'm here for self-love. That's great. Then why are you treating yourself that way? Ooh. Oh, I'm here to take back my power. Well, why are you giving it away everywhere? Oh. It's not we may know it on a cognitive or conscious level. But Princess Borealis, we get to embody it, not just at the subconscious level, but in our heart with all of our soul and might. Then we are fulfilling our soul contract. Holly Lehman, do we have soul contracts with other people? I feel strongly that we do. If so, can these be renegotiated or should be? We have people, it's a brilliant question, Holly. We have people in our lives to help support us on these journeys. Characters that play a role, and in a sense, could be nodes on the timeline. But taking care of them isn't a soul contract. Now, certainly, if you have a child, it's your role, but that's different from a soul contract. They play supporting roles. Everybody came in for their own unique journey. As empaths, as people who are sensitive, we feel we are obligated to take care of others. We're not. If you feel like doing it from the heart, that's awesome. I'm an others kind of guy, so I'm not about to say don't take care of anyone. Far from it. However, we take care of ourselves first. So, Holly, if we feel we have a Hoover, a energetic vacuum, some people call them a vampire in our lives, somebody that is drawing all this energy away from us, we cannot get ourselves, thank you, Thomas, we cannot get ourselves, RNA reset, we cannot get ourselves off the hook by saying, oh, I'm supposed to do this with that person, with that Hoover, with that vacuum this lifetime. No, you're not. You're not supposed to do anything with anyone except put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first. That's what's most important. If somebody is a Hoover, if somebody is a vacuum, please, Holly, exit stage right, exit stage left. Get the heck out of town. That's not your soul contract. Well, the first time they hurt you, that's on your soul contract. The second time, that's your soul contract. But do we need to go the third, the fourth, or fifth time? Or do we go, okay, I've got that lesson. Let me try a different lesson. Let me try a different way. So please treat this very seriously. You don't need to do the dance with the Hoovers in your life. Stardust. Can I say, I'm done with this soul contract and create a new one? Stardust, what you can do is you can ask the lessons to come to you in the softest, kindest, gentlest way. You can literally say to the angels, may I have this as gentle and easy as a sparkle of stardust. That's the best way that it can morph for you. Can you say, well, I would like to learn some completely different lessons? Embody the lessons you're going through and see what new ones start to come to you. It's not that we ever say, well, well, what we say is actually, this is miserable, this is painful, I am suffering. That's what we tend to say. So the best answer to that is to choose to learn a different way. You came here for these lessons for your highest good. You really did sign up for this. I really did sign up for this. I didn't sign up. No. Well, that's why we're going to listen. That's why we're going to do it from a higher level. Kim Jacobs, do these wake up moments come around if we get off track? Both, Kim. They can come around if we are off track, meaning if we're not focused or paying attention on what we get to learn. And they can come around, Kim, if we are focused and paying attention on what we get to learn, but we get to learn it now from a higher level. That's the key thing. Now, we can choose to learn at that higher level by paying more attention so that it doesn't have to come to us in as much of a whack-a-mole fashion. But it's for both of those reasons. And I can't wait to see where Mary is going with this, because speaking of the whack-a-mole, Mary, I love you. You got your whack-a-mole this year. Mary, I keep feeling like my life has a clean slate before me. I feel super energetic after a stagnant time over the past month. Is my still contract taking a turn for the better? Mary, what it is that you have listened, you have paid attention, you've been leaning into the wounds. You haven't tried to push them away. You've been present, Mary. The gift of presence is a new present. It's getting to live your life from a higher level, from a higher vibration, from a higher frequency, freed from many of the traumas and dramas down below. Now, there still will be challenges for you. But if you're not constantly living in that quagmire, living in that quicksand, living in that heavy, dense environment that you are living in, then you're free to use your energy for living in the upper room. That's what you're doing, Mary. That's my hope and dream for everyone here, is that we're not slogging through the poop. Forgive me. Instead, we've let a lot of that go. So we're free to vibrate at that higher level. We will still get lessons, but we're lessening and on the lookout for them, rather than being stuck and repeating pattern after repeating pattern after repeating pattern after repeating pattern, which doesn't let us fully live our lives. And that, Mary, is your lesson for everyone here, because you are living it, and now you're living it at a higher level. And that goes back to Kim, that goes back to Stardust, that goes back to so many different people here. And I would guess even to Holly as well. Lisa, I don't like hurtful lessons. Are the hurtful lessons put upon us, or do we ask for these? Lisa, from a higher perspective, many of them are gifts that were given to help wake us up. I don't like hurtful lessons. Understatement. I don't like it at all, Lisa. It's hard. My expression, how does it get any better than this, implies that there's something special in everything, and there is. But it's admittedly hard when you get the car driven over your foot and you go, how does it get any better than this? It's admittedly hard where you go, okay, I know an even better place is going to come for me, but ow. You go, is there a different way? Many times, yes, sometimes no. But we lean into the lessons, we lean into the learnings, we scrutinize, we look at them. I've got Yolanda here. I love you, Yolanda. Going through the same thing, looking at the same thing and going, what can I learn from this? They don't have to be hurtful lessons, Lisa. They can set you free. Yeah, but that was really hurtful. I get it. I get it. And Lisa, I am not I hopefully am not a hypocritical teacher. They hurt and they shock us and they can freak us out. And we then get to lick our wounds and go, wow, isn't that special? What can I do To make that even easier next time, what can I do to listen even more or even better, Lisa? Like the information I was given today. I was given the information about the home and I immediately got the 1111, which still took me time to process. I'm still on this journey myself, certainly, completely, totally. However, I can go, all right, I get it. There's a reason for this. I give this to you, source, universe, angels. That's why we had 444 earlier. Guides, I give this to you. Sophia saying, what is this here to teach? What is this here to teach me? Exactly, Sophia. Lisa, you say, what is this here to teach me? From Lori. And we'll do a couple more questions and jump into a meditation. And Mary got 11111, and the more ones you get, it's an amplifier times 10. So that's 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. There's a lot of energy, Mary, in that 11111. Lori, I would like to leave this life now. I'm sorry, Lori. I am so sorry, Lori. And of course, I have to say, if you need help, get it, dial it up, get assistance right away. And why can't I change my soul contract and leave? Well, they're two independent things. Your soul contract is here for your highest good. It's here to serve you. Let's just make it as gentle and kind and loving. You need more love, Lori. You need to find a way to love yourself, to forgive yourself. And this poop storm of a world for changing the energy in here so that the energy stops smacking you around. Why can't I just leave? You'll still choose to come back. Odds are very good. I can't speak for everyone. You will choose to come back to learn these things. So why don't we actually shift this life right now and make it the most amazing, positive experience possible? Unless you're on your last breath, and in which case you wouldn't be writing this, then there is a way that you can shift this. If you didn't believe it was, you wouldn't even be writing this. You wouldn't even be here. So go back and rewatch this. There's an energy in here. You will feel better. I do attunements, meaning when you watch me, when you hear me, you energetically shift. That alone helps. Go back and watch this. And do the homework. Do the work that I gave you here. Now, I've gotten in a powerful attunement. I may have shared it a week or two ago here. It's something I've been working with in the School of Mystics, and it's for everybody. But there's an expression that you can use, and I want you, Lori, using it many times a day, and everybody here can use it. And the expression goes like this, and it shifts your energy. Am I home? Am I home? Am I home? Say this with me, Lori. Am I home? Am I home? Am I home? I am home. I am home. I am home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Can you feel this, Lori? This will ground you back into your heart. This will help your soul remember who and what you are, or you discuss with your soul who and what you are. And this will free you from a lot of the poop storm that you've been going through. So again, Lori, get the help, call the help if you need it, absolutely. Watch this again and again and again. Do the work, kind, gentle, easy, good, and I know how exhausted you are. Say this phrase or this attunement over and over and over again, if nothing else, and watch your energy shift. And I send all my love, and I know everybody else does here. We send all our love your way. Okay, a couple more questions, and let's go into a meditation. Shauna Stevens, how do we know our purpose and how to offer what we have to the world? Shauna, your purpose, This is a funny one, Shauna. Our purpose isn't just out here. Our main purpose is actually in here. It is the missions that we go on out there that help us discover what's in here. So your outer purpose is what pulls on your heart. And chances are we know that, or we can sense that, we can lean into that. The inner purpose is the more important one. Now, the two don't go hand in hand. Often we feel better about ourselves when we find that pull on our heart and we go after it with everything we've got. That's how you give the offering to the world. And at the same time, Shauna, we get to learn how to give ourselves permission to do that. Something I discussed with Michael Beckwith, and that's coming up on this next Thursday's show. I said, do we just do the inner work when it comes to changing this planet? I said to him, when it comes to changing the planet, it's an energetic job first. And he said, I completely agree. I said, so is it just focus on the energy, or do we do things out there? And he said, it's both. First, you focus on that energetic state inside of you. And then with all of your heart, soul, and might, you step forward. And does it mean that, well, I'm not ready to step forward and I'll never be this lifetime? No. But it means, Shauna, you keep working on here, and what you get to do out there becomes more and more clear. This may be the last question of the night. I send you lots of love, Shauna. I might take one more. Is poverty a soul contract? From Sophia. It's not the poverty that's the soul contract. It's the lesson of the poverty. When you get the lesson, the poverty may take care of itself and go away, because now we're vibrating at a higher level. So you can say, Mr. Poverty, why are you here? Mr. Poverty, what are you here to teach me? Or Mrs. Poverty, why do you keep hanging out with me? What can I learn from you? Why is it you feel a need to stay? Why is it every time I get a check, it goes away? So we want to examine this. We want to look at this, and we want to say, aha, that poverty has been here to serve me, and I don't need it anymore. So lean in, Sophia, and see what the meaning is behind that poverty. I'm going to scan through, forgive me here, I'm going to scan through the rest of the questions to see if there's one more question to take here. While I'm doing that, thank you, Stardog. You other people. So many beautiful questions. So it's interesting. I'm getting many questions having to do with past lives, and I'm going to blend several questions here together. Your lessons from past lives, karmic lessons, come forward to help you to clear them, certainly, but not as something that chases you down, not as something that is a negative. It's not that you have bad karma. You have good lesson you get to learn. Can we let go of that karma by learning the lesson? Absolutely. So we get to lean into it, which is a big part of our soul contract. Can our soul contract, or can somebody else affect our soul contract? No. They can be players in your soul contract, but they are not your soul contract, and they can't change your soul contract. Now, you can go to a past life regression hypnotherapist and help get clear on things so that you can let a lot of it go. For instance, I used to have to learn with boo-boo after boo-boo after boo-boo after boo-boo after boo-boo, and I got the majority of that cleared. Yes, absolutely. But they cannot, or they are not responsible, or they are not forcing you to have a certain soul contract or have it a certain way of doing things. Now, I want to bring up angels because I'm an angels guy. And you could call them angels. You can call it higher energetic beings. You can call it higher level intelligence, divine beings. You can call the energetic things that help us, if you believe in energetic things that help us, anything you want. Don't go this alone. That's my last message for this evening. Don't go it alone. Ask for help. Going back right to Lori. 444 your way out of this, I want to say, mess. Ask for help with the angels. Ask for help with the angels. Ask for help with the angels. They're on the unemployment line until you ask. Angels, I need help with my soul contract. Angels, I need to renegotiate this thing. Angels, I can't take this anymore. I have done that. Actually, I probably looked up at the heavens and I said, blankety, 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 blankety. I need some freaking help here with this. I can't do this anymore. I'm not strong enough. I can't take it. Help me. Do it. Ask for the help. Make the demand for the help. They can handle it. Go to your angels or higher dimensional power, whatever that is. And I don't believe that there's a bearded white guy up in the sky, but there sure as heck is a lot of energy moving around and a lot of energetic beings just waiting to help us. Ask for help. Don't go it alone. And that's, I think, why we're rocking it with how we're helping you is I've got angels with me by the name of Aya, by the name of Anne, by the name of Bavik. I've got so many angels by my side in the physical realm and in the energetic realm, and I am willing to ask for help. Do that. Ask for help with everything that you've got. All right, going to take a sip of water. Going to go into a brief meditation. Do come join us Wednesday for the School of Mystics. This is going to be, I'm going to call it a month of liberation. It's a month of beauty, of discovering what's in your soul, of discovering your gifts, of renegotiating things so that you're living from a higher level, vibrating from a higher plane, sort of like Mary, forgive me, like Mary here tonight and so many more. That's what we're doing. We're playing an energetic game. That's what your job is to do. That's what we're all here to do, is to play the highest level energetic game we can. And as we shed those old patterns, as we shed those old contracts, as we shed that old karma, so to speak, we find ourselves and our energy going up and up and up and up and up. And I will promise you, you will still hit the skids. You will still have a day where you go, and your energy goes, but then it goes, and it comes up, 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 way up. And how does it get any better than this? Okay, quick sip of water, quick meditation, and then quick sleep to recharge energy. And then Thursday, Dr. Michael Lennox on the eclipse that's coming up. What this means for you. This has been eclipse season the last few weeks, and the major astrology events that are coming up in the next few months and what you get to do about it should be a very, very cool event. And this means I get to get some more sparkling water here in the next few days. How does it get any better than this? All right. We're going to make this nice and short and sweet. What I'd like you to do is take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, out through the nose. In and out. In and out. As you continue to breathe in and out, we're not going to do this solo here tonight. I want you to imagine that we are all here together as one giant circle, holding hands with someone to the right who's watching this event, past, future, or present, and someone to the left who's watching this past, future, and present. We breathe in together as one and out together as one. In together as one and out together as one. So we continue to breathe in and out. What we're going to do is we're going to harness the power of the group here to help us to hear better, to help us to see better, to help us to sense what is our soul contract. Now, I want you to imagine, it's going to be violet blue, like the violet blue flame of Saint Germain. I want you to imagine a giant campfire at the center of this most amazing, loving circle. And what's interesting about this campfire is that it has the ability in the smoke or the flame coming up for it to project messages straight to your heart. And as we're looking at the flames and the flames begin to flicker, it's almost like you're seeing a movie screen coming up out of this violet blue flame. It is a violet blue screen. And it has messages on there for you. And I want you to ask this violet blue flame of Saint Germain. Saint Germain, flame, what is my soul contract? What am I here to learn? As you continue to look on the screen, what is the one most important thing I need to know tonight? And last question, as you continue to breathe in and out, what is the one single thing right now, right here in this moment, or at the very least in this week ahead, that I get to take action on, having to do with my soul contract? Last but not least, I want you to imagine that there is a heavy hunk of coal inside your heart. And I want you to pull out this coal from your heart. This is the part of your soul contract that makes you heavy, that's a burden that you don't need anymore. I want you to pull out that coal. I want you to take it into that hand. And you now have the most amazing pitching arm, better than any single player in baseball history of all of time. And I want you to take that coal and I want you to throw that nice, beautiful, fast pitch or curveball, whatever works for you, straight into the center of that flame and let that coal go. You can see it fly through the air. You can see it going straight into the center of the flame. You can see that heaviness that was holding you down go into the middle of that flame and explode and go up, just like we were talking about before, into tiny little glitters of stardust to set you free. And as you continue to breathe in and out, this is how you feel now. You feel light. You feel at ease. You feel like once and for all, you can finally breathe. You take a nice, gentle, deep breath in. You let it out. Another nice, gentle breath. You let that out as well. And one more super nice, loving, kind, gentle breath. Universe, guides, feel free to say this with me. Universe, guides, angels, giant cheeseburger in the sky, whomever, whatever. I am listening. Please help bring me all future lessons in the kindest, gentlest, easiest fashion possible for my highest good and the highest good of all, or something even better. I am listening. I am listening. I am listening. And as you begin to come back, or you can stay with the violet blue flame as long as you desire, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I get to go and get some rest right now. You may need to go and get some rest right now. Love to see you Wednesday evening. It's a game changer. Be sure to check out dailywoohoo.com for our daily attunement and newsletter. And temporarily, I've been doing an angel numbers report for both this side of the earth and for the Pacific Rim, so a day ahead as well. That's at dailywoohoo.com. And Thursday, we've got an amazing event coming up with Dr. Michael Lennox on eclipse season, on this Thursday's eclipse, and on all of the big key astrology events to come. How does it get any better than this? Thank you, Aya. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Bobak. I love you guys, and I love you too. Have a beautiful day and evening ahead. How does it get any better than this? Love you guys.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations.